This is not a myth, but a government-caged Dogman filmed alive, furious, intelligent, and terrifyingly real today now.
Hidden footage has finally leaked, and it changes everything we were told to believe. Behind cold steel bars and classified walls, something enormous paces in captivity. Muscle, fur, claws, and eyes filled with unmistakable awareness. This is no animal acting on instinct. This is a thinking predator, captured, contained, and studied in silence. Why was it imprisoned instead of destroyed? What did it do before cameras were allowed to roll? And more terrifying, how many others were never shown? Every frame feels forbidden, every second heavier than the last, because this footage was never meant to escape.
Before we dive in, like, comment, and subscribe to Mystery Footage Uncovered now.
Urban footage shows a dog riding a small bicycle down a city street, upright, balanced, paws on handlebars. Police follow. People laugh. But analysts pause the video. The animal maintains bipedal balance longer than expected, adjusts weight smoothly, corrects direction with control. While clearly not a Dogman, no massive shoulders, no elongated muzzle aggression, the clip reveals something unsettling. Our brains reject upright canines instinctively. That rejection is why far stranger footage gets dismissed instantly. If something small standing on two legs already feels wrong, how quickly would your mind reject something massive doing the same thing, especially at night, when it doesn't want to be seen? Infrared footage captures a marsh at night. Still water, frozen reeds, until a pale, upright canine figure steps into view. It stands on two legs, towering, eyes glowing yellow as they sweep the darkness. Then it lifts its muzzle. The howl that erupts is wrong, layered, wolf and something almost human. Audio distorts as the sound rolls across the swamp, vibrating the water itself. Massive shoulders rise and fall. Long arms hang low, claws inches above the grass. Damp fur clings to gray-toned skin beneath. Then the howl cuts off instantly. The figure freezes, head tilted, as if listening for a reply. Without a sound, it drops to all fours and vanishes into the reeds. Witnesses later reported a metallic, rotting odor lingering long after. That wasn't a call. It was a signal. The camera records nothing but fog until something rises from it. A massive wolf-headed form stands upright as the mist curls around its legs. Amber eyes glow through the haze, fixed and unblinking. Its height is overwhelming, its stride long enough to erase distance in seconds. The creature lifts its muzzle, ears rigid, testing the air. Shoulders roll beneath thick, damp fur. Arms hang elongated, claws grazing leaves with no sound at all. Then it lowers smoothly to all fours and advances, silent, fluid, precise. There is no wasted movement, no hesitation. Everything about its motion suggests intent, not confusion. Built like a heavyweight predator, it glides like something trained to hunt without being heard. Analysts later noted the impossible efficiency of its gait, too controlled for any known species. When fog fills the forest, it doesn't just hide you. It hides what's already standing there. Night footage from a forest shows a gaunt, wolf-headed figure half hidden behind a tree, staring directly into the camera. It doesn't charge. It doesn't retreat. Blue eyes glow steadily. Clawed hands grip bark. Low, controlled breathing is audible. Slow, patient, deliberate. The creature holds a half-upright crouch, muscles tense but restrained, as if testing distance and timing. Its muzzle lifts slightly. Teeth flash once. Then it lowers closer to all fours without fully committing, maintaining eye contact the entire time. Predators don't usually stare this long. Stalkers do. If it chose to watch instead of attack, what information was it collecting before deciding what you are? Under a full moon, a towering silhouette crosses a dirt path and stops. It stands upright, perfectly still, framed by silver light. Orange eyes reflect sharply as the figure turns its head toward the camera. Not startled, not confused, but focused. The proportions defy explanation. Shoulders are massive, arms elongated with curved claws hanging low. Dark fur clings thick and matted, and the wolf-like muzzle lifts as if testing the air. A low sound vibrates outward, not a howl, not a growl, but something layered, blending animal threat with something disturbingly human. Without warning, the creature drops to all fours and moves with explosive speed, crossing ground faster than the eye can track. Analysts later note that its gait matches neither bear nor wolf, but something built for ambush and pursuit. When it stared into the lens, it didn't look like prey caught on camera. It looked like a predator deciding whether to advance. Headlights reveal a shape crouched at the roadside, too tall, too solid to be an animal. As the vehicle slows, the figure rises to full height, over 2.5 meters tall, shoulders wide enough to block a lane, arms extend downward, claws scraping asphalt with an audible rasp. Red eyes flare in the beam. Steam pours from its mouth. Dense black fur hangs heavy and slick, gray skin visible at the joints. The wolf-like head tilts slightly, teeth exposed in what looks disturbingly like assessment. Then it moves. The creature drops to all fours and accelerates faster than the vehicle, keeping pace before veering off into darkness without a sound. No stumble, no hesitation. If something that large can run with traffic, unseen until it chooses otherwise, how long had it been pacing the road before the camera ever turned on? The footage shows open grassland, no cover, no darkness. Then 4 massive figures walk into view, upright, coordinated, unmistakably canine. Each stands well over 2 meters tall, shoulders broad, arms long, claws visible as they swing in rhythm. Wolf heads remain forward-facing, ears erect. Dense fur hangs heavy over muscular frames, gray-brown skin visible beneath. One drops briefly to all fours, then rises again without breaking pace. The movement is synchronized, rehearsed. This is not a random encounter. This is group behavior. Analysts point to the spacing, the matched stride, the shared direction. These aren't solitary anomalies. They move like a pack that understands territory, timing, and visibility. And they do it in daylight. If they coordinate openly under the sun, unseen until now, what kind of planning happens when the forest goes dark? The camera opens on a canyon rim at dusk. 3 towering canine figures stand upright beside a massive fossilized bone embedded in stone, far larger than any modern predator. One grips the rock with curved claws. Another lowers to all fours, sniffing. The third stays upright, watching the surroundings. They move with coordination, not curiosity. Dense dark fur coats muscular frames. Gray-brown skin shows beneath dust and debris. A low growl vibrates through the canyon. Controlled, layered, almost deliberate. They circle the fossil slowly, as if assessing scale. Researchers reviewing the footage noted repeated visits to the same site. They aren't feeding, they aren't playing, they're studying. When something returns to ancient bones at sunset, the question becomes terrifying. Are they remembering what once ruled here? The footage shows open land, nowhere to hide, and yet a pale canine figure walks straight through it on 2 legs, completely exposed, completely unafraid. Its height is unmistakable, its long arms swinging low, claws clearly visible even at distance. The wolf head stays forward-facing, ears locked upright, muzzle long and rigid. Sunlight glints off dense fur stretched over thick muscle. It pauses briefly, scanning the horizon, then drops to all fours with shocking speed and crosses the field like a living weapon unleashed. There is no panic in its movement, no urgency, just dominance over open space. Researchers reviewing the clip note the deliberate choice of terrain: flat, visible, controlled. Why would a predator designed for stealth choose daylight and open ground, unless it knew there was nothing around capable of stopping it? The thing in the doorframe. The camera catches movement inside a house and then freezes on a massive form filling the doorway. The head is unmistakably canine, elongated muzzle, erect ears, teeth visible behind parted lips. White eyes glow directly into the lens. Its shoulders are impossibly broad for the frame, arms hanging long enough that the claws nearly touch the floor. Thick dark fur hides most of the body, but gray-toned skin flashes at the joints as it shifts its weight. A low vibration fills the audio, a growl that feels measured, controlled. This isn't an animal stumbling indoors. This is something standing inside human space, pausing, If a creature like this can fit in a doorway and choose not to enter further, what restraint, if any, is it operating under? At dusk, a dark upright shape pushes out from the corn rows. It stands tall, easily over 2 meters, shoulders rolling with muscle as it advances on 2 legs. Amber eyes burn through the field, locked forward. Long arms hang low, claws curved and ready. The wolf-like head dips slightly, ears forward, teeth visible even before it moves. Then, in a seamless transition, it drops to all fours and explodes into motion. Silent, fast, precise. Stalk becomes chase in a heartbeat. Analysts studying the footage point to the impossible fluidity between bipedal and quadrupedal movement, something no known predator can achieve at that scale. The behavior suggests planning, familiarity, repetition. When something emerges from a cornfield already standing upright, the question isn't what is it? It's how long has it been waiting there? The footage opens inside a dim living room. Then the doorway darkens, not from shadow, but from mass. A towering canine figure steps fully inside, upright, filling the frame from floor to arch. Its height is unmistakable, well over 2 meters. Green eyes ignite in the dark, reflecting straight into the lens. The wolf-shaped head tilts forward, elongated muzzle heavy with breath. Shoulders stretch impossibly wide, arms hanging low with curved claws that nearly brush the carpet. Dense, dark fur ripples as it moves, briefly revealing gray-toned skin at the joints. Every step is slow, deliberate, calculated. Audio captures deep breathing, low, animal, controlled. Witnesses later reported a metallic, rotting odor that lingered long after the figure withdrew. This wasn't an animal wandering indoors. This was something crossing a human threshold without fear. If it can step inside and choose not to advance, what makes you think walls are protection? A social media clip shows a hooded man talking to camera in the woods at night. Viewers notice something else seconds later. Behind him, standing silently among the trees, is a massive wolf-headed figure, over 2.5 meters tall, fully upright, amber eyes glinting, long arms hanging low with curved claws visible even in poor light. It doesn't move. It doesn't react. It simply stands there, watching the man speak. Historical analysts compared the posture to old European werewolf chronicles. Creatures described as sentient observers, not mindless beasts. The man never turns around. The video cuts shortly after. If it stood there without making a sound, how long had it already been behind him before the camera started rolling? In a frozen basin far from human trails, pale figures gather around something massive and broken in the snow. At first glance, they resemble wolves, until they rise. One after another, they stand upright, scanning the surrounding terrain. Their fur is light, almost white, but the anatomy is unmistakable. Elongated muzzles, erect ears, thick shoulders, long forelimbs ending in curved claws. They move in coordination, alternating between feeding low to the ground and standing watch on 2 legs. A layered growl howl vibrates through the valley, carrying far beyond where the camera stands. This isn't random behavior. It's structured, social, intentional. If creatures like this operate in daylight, in groups, without fear, then the real mystery isn't whether they exist. It's how long they've been allowed to remain unseen. Infrared cameras show a fenced enclosure at night. Then a pale, upright canine shape rises over the gate. Red eyes flare. Long arms extend forward, claws curling into the metal mesh with effortless strength. The wolf-like head towers above the fence, muzzle long, ears rigid, shoulders massive beneath thick, light fur. Domestic dogs recoil instantly, their barking collapsing into whimpers. Audio captures a deep, layered growl that vibrates through the enclosure, low, controlled, dominant. The creature shifts smoothly between standing tall and a crouched 4-limb posture, testing the barrier without breaching it. This isn't frenzy, it's territorial evaluation. It doesn't climb, it doesn't rush, it simply stands there, reminding everything below what the hierarchy is. If something like this chooses not to enter, that's not mercy, that's patience. Daylight footage shows a massive wolf-headed entity crouched before reinforced glass. One clawed hand presses flat against the barrier, talons splayed wide. Yellow eyes lock forward, unblinking. Teeth slide into view as lips pull back in a silent snarl. The creature balances in a disturbing half-state, neither fully upright nor fully on all fours. Its shoulders are impossibly broad, arms long and powerful, fur thick and dark over dense muscle. Each breath fogs the glass. Each exhale feels intentional. Claws scrape slowly, deliberately, producing a sound that sends nearby observers stepping back. This isn't panic. This is assessment. The posture is predatory restraint, not captivity fear. The glass holds, for now. But the way it watches suggests understanding. If that barrier weren't there, it wouldn't be testing escape. It would be deciding when to strike. Headlights cut through snow, and then freeze on something standing where nothing should be. A towering black-furred figure steps out from the tree line, fully upright, its silhouette filling the road. Steam pours from its mouth with each breath. Amber eyes flare under the glare, unblinking, assessing. Its head is unmistakably lupine, elongated muzzle, exposed teeth, ears locked high. The shoulders are massive, arms long and ending in hooked claws that scrape lightly against frozen pavement. For a moment, it simply stands there, measuring distance. Then it drops to all fours and moves. Not runs, moves. In seconds, it crosses the road faster than the vehicle can accelerate, vanishing into darkness with impossible speed and control. No slipping, no hesitation. If something that large can outrun headlights on ice, survival isn't about seeing it first, it's about never being seen at all. Infrared trail footage reveals a towering, wolf-headed figure standing over a carcass in a forest clearing. It isn't crouched, it isn't feeding like an animal. It stands upright. The silhouette reaches nearly 3 meters tall. Eyes burn white in infrared. Long arms extend downward, claws sunk into soil. Massive shoulders roll as it lowers its head toward the remains, then freezes. When the camera clicks, the creature rises higher, not lower. It turns its head slowly toward the lens, then drops fluidly to all fours in a single motion, emitting a low growl layered with something almost human. Analysts were disturbed by one detail. Predators don't normally stand up when feeding. If it rose because the camera triggered, what made it want a better look at us? Daylight footage shows a dark canine form crossing open grassland on 2 legs. At first glance, it looks almost normal until the stride changes. One arm lifts too high. The balance shifts. The gait becomes asymmetrical for a split second, as if the limbs don't fully agree on how movement should work. Long arms swing low, shoulders heavy with muscle, wolf head locked forward. Then, without slowing, it drops to all fours and accelerates instantly, covering ground with predatory precision that no bear or human could replicate. Biomechanics experts argued over camera distortion. Others weren't convinced, because distortion doesn't explain decision-making. If its movement only looks wrong for a moment, is that the instant it chooses to stop pretending? Infrared footage shows a tunnel of trees, total blackness, until something steps out already upright. A towering silhouette advances into the clearing, shoulders massive, arms long and swinging with weight. Pale eyes burn in the night, fixed straight ahead. The wolf-like head remains high, ears forward, muzzle extended. Dense fur absorbs the light, gray skin flashing briefly at the joints as it moves. It takes several steps on 2 legs before dropping to all fours in a blur of motion, claws biting into soil. Then comes the sound. A layered howl, wolf deep, but threaded with something almost human, vibrates through the trees. Not a call, a declaration. Researchers reviewing the sequence noted the transition speed. Too fast, too smooth, too practiced. This wasn't something startled out of hiding. It stepped into the open because it was ready. The only question is, for what? 5 wolf-headed figures emerge from dense vegetation and walk straight toward the camera. Upright, aligned, silent. Broad daylight, no hesitation. Each stands between 2 and nearly 3 meters tall. Shoulders stretch unnaturally wide. Long arms swing in rhythm, claws visible. Amber eyes lock forward, unblinking. One drops briefly to all fours, then rises again without breaking formation. This isn't wandering. This is coordinated movement. Frame analysis reveals synchronized spacing and shared pace, pack behavior, strategic advance, and they're doing it openly, under the sun. The footage cuts before they reach the camera. No one knows why. If they're willing to move like this in daylight, what surrounds you when darkness finally gives them cover? A leaked excavation video shows the exposed skeleton of a massive prehistoric predator, ribcage wide, skull fragments enormous. Standing among the remains are several upright canine figures. They don't destroy the site, they examine it. Long claws trace bone ridges. Wolf heads tilt as if comparing size. One emits a low growl with a near-human undertone. Another shifts seamlessly between two legs and four, circling the remains. Their scale beside the fossil is disturbing, not smaller. Comparable, possibly larger. Researchers reviewing the footage stop debating folklore after one detail. These creatures aren't afraid of what used to dominate this land. They're measuring it. When something studies ancient predators this closely, one thought becomes unavoidable. Do they see ancestors or competition? The footage is tight, indoors, dim. A canine face fills the frame, elongated muzzle, erect ears, pale, unfocused eyes staring directly into the camera. It doesn't blink, it doesn't breathe. The head alone implies a body over 2 meters tall. Thick fur frames gray-toned skin, teeth rest behind unmoving lips. The stillness is unnerving, predatory restraint taken to an extreme. No sound, no movement, just watching. Analysts initially suspected a hoax, until subtle fur movement revealed airflow response. The figure wasn't frozen, it was holding perfectly still. If something like this can remain motionless inside a human space, the most terrifying question isn't how it got there, it's how long it had already been inside. A spotlight snaps on and catches something no officer expects to see. A massive, upright canid freezes mid-step, broad shoulders filling the beam. Teeth flash as its lips pull back slightly. Claws scrape gravel with a sound that cuts through the night. The creature's eyes glow amber, locked on the source of the light. Its body is built like a living structure. Thick torso, elongated arms, dense fur slick with moisture. Then, impossibly smoothly, it shifts to all fours, muscles coiling like compressed steel. The footage doesn't show panic, it shows restraint. Reports tied to this stretch of road have piled up for decades. Always dismissed, always buried. The shape, the size, the behavior, it all matches earlier accounts that were quietly archived and ignored. When places gain reputations no one wants to discuss, it's usually because something there refuses to leave. The camera activates and something tall steps into frame. It pauses upright in the driveway, head lifting as if scenting the air. Yellow eyes burn into the lens. Claws tap lightly against concrete, audible, deliberate. Its wolf-like head turns slowly, ears tracking distant sounds. Shoulders roll under thick, dark fur, arms hanging unnaturally low. Patches of wet fur cling to gray-toned skin at the joints. Then the creature lowers itself to all fours and moves forward, not walking, not running, but gliding with terrifying silence. The moment the camera's infrared light activates, the sound stops. The creature freezes, listens, then disappears into darkness. Why would a wild animal recognize surveillance? And why would it adjust its behavior the instant it realized it was being watched? A shaky handheld video captures a pale canine figure emerging from a cave mouth at dusk. It doesn't crawl out. It doesn't stumble. It steps out already upright, over 2 meters tall, shoulders wide, arms hanging unnaturally low, curved claws catching the last light. Blue-white eyes glow faintly from a wolf-shaped face, muzzle long and rigid, ears locked forward. Sparse, pale fur clings tight to gray skin beneath, giving it a starved, ancient look. It pauses at the cave threshold, balanced perfectly between standing and dropping to all fours, like a predator deciding whether to charge or observe. No panic, no confusion, just patience. Researchers noted the posture resembles an ambush stance, not emergence behavior. If it walked out already standing, how long had it been watching from inside the dark? The day. The forest walked upright. The footage opens on a quiet clearing that feels wrong even before anything appears. Then the trees part, and three towering canine figures step into view, fully upright, moving with unsettling confidence. Their wolf-like heads sway as they walk, ears rotating independently, eyes catching light like polished metal. Each stands well over 2 meters tall, shoulders wider than most door frames, arms hanging low with curved claws flexing as they move. Their fur looks heavy and damp, clumped along the spine, revealing gray-brown skin beneath. What shocks analysts most isn't their size, it's their control. They walk like something that knows it's being watched. One drops briefly to all fours, accelerating with explosive speed, then rises again without effort. No panic, no confusion, just intent. This isn't folklore wandering into frame. This is organized movement in open daylight. If creatures like this move openly when cameras are rolling, what happens when they know no one is watching? The camera catches movement near the waterline, too tall, too deliberate to be a bear. A massive, upright canine shape steps from the trees onto wet sand, pausing as if surveying the area. Its head turns slowly, muzzle long and rigid, ears locked forward. Eyes burn a deep red-orange as they scan the shoreline, reflecting with predatory intensity. Muscle shifts beneath soaked fur as its claws flex, digging slightly into the ground. The proportions are wrong for anything documented. Arms nearly to the knees, shoulders built like a heavyweight fighter, torso balanced perfectly over 2 legs. Then, without warning, it lowers itself to all fours, fluid, silent, efficient. Witnesses later described a metallic, decaying odor lingering long after it vanished. This wasn't a creature passing through, it was watching, waiting. And when something like that stares across open water, the question isn't what is it, but what has it already found? The recording opens on a frozen expanse that feels too quiet. Then 2 pale figures rise into view, fully upright, massive, unmistakably canine. They stand over 2 meters tall, shoulders stretched wide, arms hanging long with curved claws flexing in the cold air. Their yellow eyes burn against the white ground, unblinking, aware. Dense light fur ripples over heavy muscle, masking gray-brown skin beneath. One turns its head slowly, ears pivoting independently, then drops to all fours in a single fluid motion that looks rehearsed rather than instinctive. The speed is wrong, too controlled, too efficient. Teeth flash briefly, metallic in the light, before it rises again without effort. Witnesses later described a sharp, rotting metal smell lingering long after the figures vanished. If creatures like this move openly in daylight, standing like us without fear, what kind of restraint is keeping them from doing worse? As this journey comes to an end, one truth lingers heavier than any image we've seen. Some mysteries are hidden not because they are unreal, but because they are too unsettling to face. The footage we explored challenges the comfort of what we think we know, blurring the line between legend and reality, fear and curiosity. Whether these moments are warnings, secrets, or fragments of a much larger story, they remind us that the world still holds shadows science has yet to fully explain. And perhaps that's what makes them so powerful. They force us to question, to feel, and to wonder what might exist just beyond our understanding. If this video made you pause, doubt, or feel that chill down your spine, you're already part of the mystery. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and support Mystery Footage Uncovered, where hidden truths refuse to stay buried.